Hi everyone, how's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's doing well. So today is the 24th of April. I am eating soup. I've been buying a lot of soup from Coles. They have this microwavable pouch that you just put it, you cut the edge off and then you put it in the microwave for 3 minutes and then you just pour it into a bowl. And it's so convenient. So I've been buying like tens and tens of them. I'm not kidding when I said tens and tens of them. I think there's about 15 of pouches soup waiting in my kitchen right now. Don't mistake it with the Heinz one though. The Heinz one is also in the pouch, but it's not microwavable because it's foil. So if you microwave it, it's going to explode in the microwave. So make sure you get the Coles one. Anyway, so delicious and warm because it's still April, but the weather is just full winter. Winter starts in the 1st of May. Oh, no, no, no. Winter starts in 1st of June till August. Like, officially on the calendar, that's when it starts. But I feel like Earth has maybe shifted its axis of a little bit. So now everything is kind of being drawn forward. So summer supposedly gets hot around December. It's really hot in November. So maybe everything is like a month early now. Today I want to talk about sensory overload. One of the traits of being autistic is that you get sensory overload, and I never really thought about it that much, but in the recent years I am becoming more aware of my sensory overload um, tendencies, and it becomes extremely uncomfortable. Like these past few days I woke up to this crane basically digging earth, from the ground, and it's vibrating, and I can feel it vibrating, and my body was vibrating with it. And this is like from across the street, while I'm sleeping in the morning, and it is so disturbing. I think like it's not only disturbing for me as a neurodivergent person, but I'm sure like as a normal person, neurotypical, they would be so annoyed with this as well. So if neurotypical normal people would get annoyed with this type of thing, my reaction is just, I think, normal. But because my sensory system is very sensitive, it becomes hyper reactive, and it just disturbed the whole other system. Like I can't concentrate on any other thing but this. And I realize now why I was so shut down when I was a kid, because I grew up in a very loud environment and constant noise, constant chatter, constant traffic noise, constant, it's just constant noise. And then you also have heat when I was growing up, and humidity, heat, humidity, noise. Now I realize like why I was such a really temperamental child. I wasn't temperamental, I wasn't throwing a tantrum. Apparently, I was just having a sensory overload meltdown and eventually shut down. I remember like people kept saying, oh, she's so standoffish, even my own family, or she doesn't care about other people. It's not that. I was just trying to survive. In the recent years, it became really bad, and I think it's because of the aeroplanes keep zooming in and out and hovering around my area because I'm living very near to the airport. And it wasn't until COVID hit a year ago, when all flights were suspended. There was no airplanes allowed to come in and or leave. That I slept very well in the beginning of last year. Like around this time last year, I slept really well because the airplane stopped flying, and now it's picking back up again because the borders are a bit open to New Zealand, and then the domestic um, borders are also open, so flights are starting to take off again. And I noticed that I'm starting to become extremely irritated again with sleep, and I'm aware now. I think it's that the sensory overload, and it definitely affected like my heart. Like it definitely palpitates a lot faster, and it does have this increased nervousness and energy. It just picks it up. It's stressful because it's stressful. The body goes to immediate stressful flight and fight response. And I'm like, oh my god. So I'm wearing like an earplugs, a silicone earplugs, and then on top of that, I'm wearing noise canceling headphones as well. So I'm doing that. Hopefully it works. The upside is that because my body is so stressed with all these sensory overloads, that it's not, or it doesn't have time to pay attention to other things that is concerning, like finances, of how I probably not gonna have money next month. Like those problems are no longer immediate because the immediacy is like I just need a little bit of relief from the stress of the sound pollution. And it's so much and it's so stressful. But yeah. Anyway, I'm just trying to, see the silver lining. I'm not. I try to cry a lot more as well because I find it really helpful. And also, my period is in the next week or so. So, my hormone is probably helping me to cry as well. I notice as I get older, I think it's because my estrogen might be lower, so that the hormone that's running me is the progesterone, which is like a testosterone, but the female version. I might be wrong, but the progesterone is correct, I think. So I think it's giving me so much crying spells. But I don't know. I'm just trying not to restrict myself or like, oh, don't cry, don't cry. So when I feel like crying, I just cry. And I just cry and just loudly cry like a little kid. And it feels good afterwards. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. See you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.